Warning, the following podcast contains adult language, adult situations, and lots of sexual innuendos. Viewer discretion is advised, yes.
They are back. You're listening to Gassy Unfiltered with Randy and Luigi.
And we are recording this live from Geek Comics. You could probably hear the noise in the background. I'll do my best to filter it, but who gives a shit? It's awesome. We're all safe. We're all wearing masks. There's some looky-loos. It's all good in the hood. I'm Randy Lee Beasley.
And I'm Luigi Bonanno.
This is Gassy Unfucking Filtered. You know what I'm saying, Holmes?
Man, I'm happy that we're back at this because it's just been too long of a 2020 for this bullshit.
It's been too long of a 2021 already, and it's only been like 6 days.
I feel like we should have just been doing this to entertain people, but nobody had the energy or just the motivation.
There was no news. There was nothing. But
yeah, I know.
We're gonna start off right with a fucking rant from me here. And I'm glad I went to GameStop. I'm glad I paid off pre-order for this game. I'm glad I got my kids a game for Christmas or whatever. I'm glad I switched the pre-order for a different game and got a couple action figures and got some stuff for my kids because new Pokemon Snap has been pushed. And wait until you hear the date. Originally, it was supposed to come out November 11th of 2020. I was very excited. Nope. Okay, so there goes my late birthday present. Then it was supposed to come out 3 different times in December. Nope, not happening. Then it was going to be January 20-something, and that's when I just fucking checked this last night. New Pokemon Snap has been pushed to 12/31/21.
Wait, so end of next year?
The end of this current 2021.
Or the end of this year?
Almost 2022 is when we're going to get it.
Damn.
That is the biggest fucking pushback. It's not like Halo with them going, yeah, Xbox fucking launch title. And they go, oh, just kidding. We're going to push it back to Christmas 2021. It's a bigger, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they've been pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back.
Now Pokemon Snap is just, I feel like GameStop jumped the fucking gun and made it pre-orders available just to take people's money. Because all of them are closing.
You know what? That's actually a good segue to... did you hear that Microsoft tried buying Nintendo?
Yes.
And they laughed them out of the room.
They literally all chuckled at Microsoft's expense, and they went home with their tails not only tucked between their legs, but shoved up each other's assholes. It was like a fucking gangbang bukkake of dog tails and human cocks in people's butts because how fucking shamed they were.
Sounds very Japanese to me.
Unfiltered, yeah. That's why I went with bukkake. Slight, subtle, jokingly racism.
Well, the dog tails too. So
yeah, I mean
furries.
Furry stuff. You can just picture the little anime girl going, "Kokanya no!"
It's just a Microsoft box.
It's just a Microsoft box getting shoved in her own ass. Now, so speaking of getting shit shoved in your anus, you hear that Shia LaBeouf's being blacklisted from Netflix and everything?
Big time. Well, hey, if you're gonna beat people, you don't deserve the fame and money that comes with being a good person. I mean,
especially because one of the abuse lawsuits is against FKA Twigs, or however the fuck you say her name, and she's pretty famous. So all of her supporters are jumping on the which this is not like the Johnny Depp situation where Amber Heard is a piece of shit and he's getting all the bad stuff going for him. This is legit like Shia LaBeouf fucked up and he's getting what he's. You can make as many peanut butter falcons.
He admitted to it. He straight up was like, yeah, it happened. I don't know if he's trying to get help for it or what, or if he apologized to anybody. They haven't released any of those details, just that it happened, and he's like, yeah.
Yeah, you can make as many Peanut Butter Falcon movies as you want where you're being nice to a special ed person, but Shia LaBeouf, Peanut Butter Falcons and Marshmallow Falcons aren't going to fucking save you from this one, bud. Now you're going to beg fucking Michael Bay to go back to some Transformers movies, thinking you were too big for 4 and 5, and we get fucking Mark Wahlberg shoved in there.
He was about to be in the new Transformers movies, and they pulled him because of this.
Ah, well, that's crazy. The last thing I heard about Transformers was they were rebooting it.
No, he was. They had announced that he was in talks to try to get back into the Transformers franchise, and this appeared. And they
instead
were
of
no.
Transformers 4, fucking Hannibal Lecter's like, yeah, all the fucking Witwickies are dead now, so It's up to you, Cade Yeager. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? How do we go Pain and Gain infused with Transformers? It doesn't make any sense. It didn't. It didn't. It was a giant clusterfuck of like, well, we lost Shia LaBeouf. Let's throw in fucking Mark Wahlberg. 4 wasn't that bad, but I just tried watching 5 with my kids and my cousin the other day, and I'm like, what the hell is this? What is Optimus has a bad guy name, but his last name is still Prime? I'm just like, fuck you.
Right.
Fuck all of you. I'm sorry, old friend. No, fuck you. Just kill Bumblebee. Did you know, speaking of which, did you know, was it Transformers 3? The one that had John Malkovich in it, Bumblebee, like when he first sees Bumblebee, they're like one of the F-bombs in the Transformers series. John Malkovich goes, that's fucking cool. I never noticed that until I watched a YouTube video. And then also, in Transformers 2, after Shia LaBeouf is like blown up or whatever the fuck, Megan Fox actually goes, someone fucking do something. And I'm like, oh, there was like hidden F-bombs in these movies.
That's cool.
That's a good one. I like it. I like it a lot. Yes. I was watching a supercut of like every F-bomb in every movie in the last decade, and it starts with all the X-Men, like Wolverine saying "fuck off," and then him saying "fuck off." Professor Patrick Stewart, the fucking young one, whatever the hell, he's like "fuck off." Yeah, so it's a good one. It's a good one.
Have you seen Death to 2020 yet?
Death?
Absolutely hysterical. Death
it's
to
on Netflix. Yes.
It is a mockumentary of this year. Straight up mockumentary.
Yes.
We were like crying in the basement. It was so funny.
Jesus Christ. I have something on my notes about Harvey Keitel, but like I fucking didn't finish it, so
I don't know who
whatever Harvey Keitel. He's little Nicky's dad. He's in Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, okay.
His wiener is shown in that like Bangkok movie, like where he's like the crooked cop or whatever.
Right.
That guy. So moving on from there, I've been watching, and I've already seen the Wolverine one, but like Netflix just re-added the X-Men anime, and I fucking binge watched it all again.
Is it good?
It's so fucking good.
I haven't watched that one yet. I've been waiting for Double D Dog Dave.
When you watch it, well, Double D Dog Dave said he already watched it. So he said he watched Wolverine and X-Men. I don't know if he was just saying this to try to like be like, yeah, I saw it too, or if he already watched it. But he said, I'm like, dude, I sent him the picture. I'm like, this fucking X-Men anime is great. It's like Wolverine. He's like, yeah, man, I know. I watched it all.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, sweet. Like, yeah.
If you did, then I guess I got to jump into it now.
Let's talk about it. And he's like, yeah, okay.
I really want to see that Iron Man one come to Netflix, because that one, I watched that one almost all the way through. I think I missed like 2 or 3 of the last episodes. But that one was really gnarly.
There's a new... I put down 3 Supermans in my notes, and that I'm a little fuzzy on, because it's been so long. But I know...
well, I know that the Red Sun just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, no, it's... I think it was the next animated movie is called The 3 Superman, but it follows like Superboy, Clark Kent, and another person. But again, a lot of crazy shit's going on right now in the world. So like my note taking is a little flubbied. I mean, personally, the government is just shitting on me. The IRS is shitting on me.
Yeah, the entire world is pretty much just crumbling around us. It's kind of a fucked up time.
Yeah.
A lot of civil unrest.
Yes. But anyway, let's get into the fun shit here. Did you hear about all these awesome Spider-Man 3 rumors that are going
Yes. But I heard that, like, Tobey Maguire doesn't want to do it because he's not getting paid enough, but they already said that he's signed on for it, so none of this is making any sense to me.
I think it's all bait and switches, because there's leaked concept art of Tobey Maguire being a bad day Peter Parker, where he's, like, his Spider-Man is how he's older and grizzled, and he's just pretty much wearing a suit, like a normal dress suit, kind of, but it's, like, a little tailored to be Spider-Man, where he's just vicious and shit.
There's also some with Andrew Garfield as Black Spidey.
Yeah, like they're bringing in a couple different elements, and like they're talking about bringing in Paul Giamatti as Rhino.
And Tom Holland may or may not have spoiled the fact that Venom may be in this movie.
That's how they're going to introduce Venom and connect everything. The newest thing is...
Which a lot of people were saying, which I have said multiple times, they have to bring these franchises together. They can't keep them apart. And they were saying, oh no, Venom's going to be its own thing because it's Sony. Guess what? Sony owns Spider-Man as well.
Yes.
They're going to have to mash them together, and then they're going to make a deal with Marvel. Disney wants to bring in everything because that's money.
Yes.
The more franchises you own, it's called Monopoly, people. Have you never played the game?
Yes. And the newest thing is Kristen Dunst is now in talks to come back as a Mary Jane as well. So can you just imagine how, like, it's going to be the best Spider-Man movie ever.
Well, they also said that Emma Stone might be in it, but that doesn't make any sense because she died.
Right, but it could be from an earlier point in time. It could be an alternate reality.
Exactly.
Spider-Gwen. There's so many different options.
So we might get like a full-on live-action Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, and speaking of, too, on the topic, they released a bunch of new art and stuff for us into the Spider-Verse, too. They're going to introduce 2 more new Spider-Men besides the future Spider-Man from Spider-Man 2099. So, like, everything's shaping up to be awesome.
But here it brings in the question, is it too much again?
I think when you're presenting it as the multiverse type thing and you're trying to bring in, like, the X-Men, because there's even more rumors we could talk about how the big rumor is Wolverine will be in Falcon Winter Soldier and how they're bringing in Ironheart and a couple other characters in Don Cheadle's new show that was announced,
Right, but these are
Armor
shows.
Wars.
I'm talking about, like, let's take a look at this definitively. In Spider-Man 3, the Tobey Maguire cut, that was like Venom, Sandman, Green Goblin,
But the thing is with that
and Spider-Man and Black Spidey.
The thing with that is the studio made Sam Raimi shoehorn in Venom last second. So the original script was Venom had nothing to do with it. So when your movie's done and you're already like halfway shooting it and then the studio's like, add Venom, we need this, we need it bigger, better, that's when a movie gets fucked up. But if you're starting and you have the creative minds at Marvel mixed with the creative rhyme, I mean, because Sam Raimi's directing Doctor Strange into this the fucking multiverse thing, so madness, whatever the fuck it's called. So they're already bringing him back into good graces. So you just got to think if they're
like
coming.
I said, I think that it's just it might be a lot for a movie because you got 3 different Spider-Men coming.
But look at Avengers though, Infinity War and Endgame, all those different characters.
Right, but those all had like build up to them. Like,
well, here's the thing: all these Spider-Men coming in for the live action, they have their own movies. They have build up.
That's what I'm wondering if it's the build up to Doctor Strange's multiverse.
I think
because Doctor Strange is supposed to be in this as well. See, that's what I'm saying.
The Spider-Man's coming out after Doctor Strange, so I think Doctor Strange is
leading up to that.
That's how the multiverse is open. That's how mutants are coming in. That's how all this stuff's coming in.
So in the multiverse movie, they said Doctor Strange is going to be there, Venom's going to be there, 3 different Spider-Man. Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane.
But a lot of the people who are just people, how like J.K. Simmons played a different version of fucking the Daily Bugle guy, J. Jonah Jameson. He's the same, but it's a different version from him from this reality.
Right.
A lot of them are just gonna be little cameos. But I think if it's just the 3 Spider-Man, even if they're just in the final act, I think the whole difference is if you're starting writing this years in advance, knowing how much you got to do and what you're going to do, I think that's how that will work.
So you think this was probably being written around the same time as Infinity War?
This is being planned for a while, is what I know. And I know, like, again, that's my theory is since it's been planned and they're writing it this way, no studio's being an asshole and saying this, that, they're not adding shit last second. It might be a little clustered, but it's clustered in the best way, like the best Marvel movies are with all these rich characters. Unlike Spider-Man 3, where the studio legitimately last second told Sam Raimi, if you want this and you want Spider-Man 4, you got to do Venom. And then because of all the extra bullshit the studio put Sam Raimi through, we didn't get a Spider-Man 4, and he fucking hates Spider-Man 3.
Well, and that's why Wonder Woman wasn't as good, like, towards the end. Like, they forced them to add in that giant CGI battle.
Oh, my God. Speaking of which, because that's all for the Spider-Man stuff. Did you watch Wonder Woman 84?
I did. I didn't hate it, but I didn't really like it either.
I was just talking to Sean here at the shop about this before you came here, and it's not a bad movie, but it's not a good movie.
It's
I didn't
not
like how
great
Steve
for
Trevor was like fucking like possessing someone.
Right.
There's this funny meme going around where Batman's like, so what did you was like talking about how like, yeah, I wish for my parents to be back, but when they showed up they were in different people's bodies and I immediately rescinded my wish. And then he's like, so Diana, what did you do this weekend? And she's like, I got ice cream.
And
Batman's
it
like,
gave me brain freeze.
Brain freeze, yeah. And he's like, his retort is so funny. He's like, The double side. He said something.
Yeah, that's
irony.
the monkey paw.
That's the monkey's paw. And I read it in the animated series Batman's voice, and I started fucking busting out laughing. Speaking of Batman, we're going to have 3 different Batman movies running simultaneously. We're getting the Robert Pattinson, the Batman, which that has its own drama going on right now. I'll talk about here in a minute. We have Ben Affleck coming back for another movie, and the reshoots for the Snyder Cut for Justice League, which I think is going to be awesome. But now we're going to get...
I thought he quit because he said that it was killing him.
No. His drinking and his gambling was killing him.
Right, but he said that the role...
No, he's coming back, just like Harvey Keitel has also been signed for 2 more Superman movies, besides Zack Snyder's reshoots for Justice League.
Yeah, I thought I had read somewhere that he was saying that being Batman in the movies was pushing him towards drinking and gambling again, and that's what...
He might have used it as an excuse, but no, because that's also the same time, like right before the movie filmed, his ex-wife was keeping the kids away from him a little bit because he spirals every once in a while.
Right.
But look at it this way. He might have been not Batman for a little bit, but he reconnected with Kevin Smith. We got him in Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Right.
They're friends again. A lot of good came out of him taking a break from being Batman.
A lot.
I'm sure Matt Reeves now is fucking pissed that they had to recast and do Robert Pattinson, and they had to disconnect it from the other movies and whatnot, because originally he was going to direct... Originally, Ben Affleck was going to write and direct a Batman story, then Matt Reeves came on because he didn't want to do everything, he just wanted to be Batman and blah, blah, blah. But now, apparently, Robert Pattinson... he might get recast for the last 2 movies of the new trilogy they're making, because he is going on... So he's like wearing himself out and almost dying because Matt Reeves is asking him to do like 50 takes of the same scene with him in costume. And Robert Pattinson's like, okay, after like the first 20, you're not going to get anything better out of anybody. So Matt Reeves has became kind of a diva.
Okay.
Originally, those early rumors where he was pissed because Robert Pattinson wasn't working out or anything, and then Robert Pattinson's like, no, I am. I'm just being careful because of COVID. And then Robert Pattinson got COVID, production shut down, yada, yada, yada. But now apparently fucking Matt Reeves is being this giant diva, and he's asking for way too much, and Pattinson's like not enjoying himself.
Right, and that's pretty much what most of these actors want, is they want to be able to go in and enjoy themselves while entertaining us.
Right.
That's what we do when we make our movies. We have to, enjoy ourselves with it, otherwise it's not that much fun. What movie was it? It was that one that we had to do, it was the
48-hour Film Fest one.
The 48-hour Film Fest one. You were a little cranky. And it wasn't as enjoyable as the rest of them.
No, because we're trying to do this fucking this competition, essentially. We're waiting to find out what the items are. And honestly, I'm going to throw shade. We made one of the best films in the thing.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And then people got pissed that we won. And and I'm just like, well, fucking half these movies were shit.
Yeah, or they clearly went against the guidelines.
Yeah, like I know one person was pissed because their movie that had Santa Claus in it, he's getting blown in the beginning of the movie. I don't think it had anything to do with it. I think they just submitted to the film fest just to submit to a film fest.
Right.
It didn't make any fucking sense. Well, anyway, yeah, no, that was a little rough. But look at the shears, man. I love making the shears, but I was going through shit. I was losing weight and everything. We started filming that in summer of 2018. There's still a couple things that need to be filmed.
Yeah.
But episodes 1 and 2 are out now, because just like the first 3 seasons of Mental State, it's a web series first, then the movies go to Film Fest, and we're lucky enough, Mental State, all 3 of them have won some awards. We're blessed with that. Same thing with the Shears, man. The Shears, season 1 was a movie and Film Fest, but before that it was a show, and now season 2 is out, and everyone is really liking it. Everyone gave an A+ in performance, and I had people I haven't spoke to in years who were like, dude, they're saying Rob Romero, he's like a different person. He's acting good. They're liking the direction of the story. There's actually people who are like, I like how you did away with the recaps of the previous episodes, because it's almost like season 2 of The Shears is not a reboot or anything, but it picks up a year later. And everything's referenced in the first episode of what has happened, so it's not that big of a deal. Things are happening, and you can just go back and watch the first 2 episodes to catch up. People like that, the previously thing. And to be completely honest with you, I can't stand looking at old me. So, like, I didn't want to use any of the footage to make a previous for the first episode of this year's season 2. So
Yeah, you barely fit in the camera.
yeah, so I just didn't fucking put one in, and now I'm liking how it's more, it almost feels more serious, and like,
Yeah,
that
it definitely
the
is.
episode just starts. But yeah, no, but then we'll go back. That 48-hour film fest thing was a pain in the ass, but then something like Tacos 2, where it's just us laughing and being dumb.
Yeah,
but
that
there's
was
an
fun.
actual story and there's a script. That was fun as hell. That movie, I'm editing that still right now, and it's been
We
submitted
still
for
have to.
effects.
We still have to do the sequel to that that other movie that we did.
Which one?
I'm No Hero.
The one where you're dead?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Remember we were gonna try a Bear Fest thing with that?
No, where you're just like, I'm his brother. That's so funny. That would be so good. That'd be so good. But I don't know
How
why.
did I never know about you?
I was
Oh yeah,
gonna-
I was adopted by somebody else.
Yeah, and I was gonna say
I got
like,
the good life.
yeah, I was gonna say like, or like you just appeared as like a hallucination, like in Dexter.
Oh, that would be good. Like every time that you're fighting
But like
crime,
flip
I
it
just,
in the end, it's like, oh no, I'm not a hallucination. I'm his brother. What the, you thought it was a hallucination? What the fuck?
I've
no.
been here this entire time, bro.
But speaking of Dexter, they announced who the villain of the new the sequel reboot. It's the same actor, Michael C. Hall's back.
Are they only doing one season of it?
One
or-
season for now, just to see how the ratings are.
Okay.
So it will have a kind of like an ending.
Because I did not like that ending for
The lumberjack ending? No.
Oh, God.
Everything was good up until the lumberjack,
Right.
which the studio made them add on. The original ending, guess what the original ending was? Him in the electric chair. Everything that happened previous was him flashing through, and because he like fucking he turned himself in after
That's
Dad
the
died.
comic series.
No, Dexter's just Dexter.
Oh.
It's from the books. In the books, he dies on a boat with Deb. The
Okay.
fucking boat explodes, and he's presumed dead at sea. That was the last Dexter book. But in the show, he was supposed to get the electric chair. So I'm glad they didn't do that for that reason.
Right.
But they announced the main villain of the season, Clancy Brown, Mr. Krabs, dude.
Really?
He's gonna be the villain.
That's
I think.
great.
Imagine him as a serial killer, dude. It makes my blood wet as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I heard somebody mention Clancy Brown.
Yes, he's the villain in the new season of Dexter that's coming out later this year. Yeah.
I'm trying to score an interview with him.
Yeah, that'd be dope. You might have to touch his wiener. I don't know. Would you be? I might touch his wiener to get an interview with him.
To do it.
And I'll do it sober as fuck.
That is mostly just because that would be even for his famous, that would be a traumatic experience.
I don't know if I have
Now,
to.
if
I'm not saying you have to jerk off, Mr.
I mean,
Krabs to
look
get
at
an
Brandon Fraser.
interview. Yeah.
if somebody told me that
Brandon Fraser would have to jerk me off to get an interview with me.
unless it was Brendan Fraser back when he did The Mummy.
No, still then, he would have to jerk me off to just talk to me. Now, Clancy Brown, I'm not saying you gotta blow Mr. Krabs or anything, but like if he's like, you gotta touch the tip of my fucking meaty cock, I would do it. I would do it. And then I would get a nice 5-minute interview and I'd be like, I met Mr. Krabs. I'll shove the other shit that happened deep down in my psyche, and when I'm like 50, when I have my midlife crisis, I'll be like, I had to fucking touch his dick. But as of now, I would touch his wiener for an interview.
I admire your dedication.
Thank you.
Now, if somebody told me that I had to honk Kendra Wilkinson's boobs for an interview, I'll honk away.
Yes, but then you would also get Me Too'd, and anything you're remotely doing with entertainment would be shut down. Would it be worth the honk?
But what if I got look at the recording that she said you have to honk my boobs? Or she's the one that is telling me that you have to honk.
Her fans, if you had to honk Kendra Wilkinson's boot, her fans would still probably attack you.
Well, they're idiots. She's the one that's telling me I have to do it.
Where did Kendra Wilkinson come? Wasn't that the chick that was was playing with fucking Hugh Hefner's like taffy dick?
Yeah, but she's done some voice work and stuff. So I
Oh,
talk
okay.
about her voice work.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Clancy Brown is a good. He could play that psychopath very well, and I
I
think
look at what he did with Luther.
yeah, dude.
His years as playing Lex is just proof alone of his villain. chops.
Yes, so I think, just imagine him sitting there like with his gravelly voice and just like he looks like he could be a fucked up person. So like that's why I think he's a perfect foil to Dexter.
Oh yeah.
He's the
What
only
if it was Patrick though?
the guy who played Patrick is like, are you Dexter?
I'm Dirty Dan.
Is this knife an instrument?
Dirty dad.
I'd say you could get the guy who played Mermaid Man to do it, but he did. So that's not happening. But honestly, though, seriously, I think Dexter, he's trying to get away. The only good thing, the only thing that I almost kind of like about his Lumberjack original ending is that he's technically still taking life because trees are alive, and he's taking out his aggression and his urges with the trees, trying to stay. That was what they said is like that was his best bet to make a good living, to stay out of trouble, and to still technically be taking a life. You're severing the limbs and the trees, and he's using chainsaw and all that other stuff. He's getting out his primal urges. But even though towards the end of the series he was stepping away from the killing, he was becoming a real fucking person.
Right.
But other than that, that's Clancy Brown for sure, because he was just in The Mandalorian in season 1, and his like devil character he played was fucking dope. I love that actor.
I still have to finish it. I think I'm on episode 6. Again, it's one of those things that's just a little too flashy. When you turn it on at night, it's just too much for the eyes, man.
I liked it, but yeah, it's really good. Speaking of which, the Book of Boba Fett. I don't know if I already brought this up, but that's coming out at the end of this year, and then we get The Mandalorian Season 3 next year. Dude, have you watched Cobra Kai Season 3 yet? It is fantastic. I had fucking
Beyond, dude.
tears in my eye. Like, dude, when they're all at the very end.
Dimitri.
Yeah, that part when, like, he just said, you know what, enough is a fucking enough. And then he runs, and then the Cobra Kais are like, oh, yeah, he's going to get him. No, and he gets them. When they reunite, I fucking almost cried. But, dude, the ending, dude, when finally Johnny and Daniel, like, when they the music was playing, Phil Collins, and they fucking bow to each other, and I'm just like, holy shit. And, dude,
it finally happened.
Yes, and they respect each other, and they bowed to each other, and I started, like, clapping, and I was crying and shit. It's so good.
Yeah, because I predicted that, like, towards the beginning of the series, because I was like, you know what? It doesn't make sense if they're at each other's throat, then Kreese is here, and then what? Danny's still at their throats again? No,
Yeah,
something's got to be different here.
I think we all thought, even I was like, they're going to team up.
They had to.
And
There was
then,
no choice.
Terry Silver coming back.
I just don't know what's going to happen with all the Cobra Kai kids that, like, really fuck things up. Like Hawk. He broke Dimitri's arm. Like,
sure.
I don't understand how they were just like, okay, we're just going to fight together and now we're friends again. Like,
they're going to... They'll dive more. He's going to feel regret. He's going to do it.
I hope so.
And there's going to be some drama. But in the heat of the moment, they're just like, all right, we got to stop
I'm wondering
these fuckers.
if, because they said something earlier on about him being on the spectrum, I wonder if that had part of the reason why he took such influence in Reese.
It's possible.
That's what I'm thinking, is because Reese is obviously going after young, unmolded minds. Kreese.
You got me confused. I'm like, what the fuck? No, sorry. I was like,
Kreese.
Kreese. Yeah, Kreese. And then even his backstory, dude, because that shit was real.
Yeah.
Prisoners of war were made to fight to the death back in the day.
They did it for entertainment.
Yeah, they like the Vietnamese like soldiers. They fucking made Americans kill each other in fights. So like that's real. So I was like, god damn.
And then the fact that
It was
you look down
heartbreaking
and
that
it's
his
all
girlfriend-
Chinese cobras,
Yeah.
and that's where Cobra Kai came from.
Yeah, dude. And then like the fact that like just before his fight, like the captain's like, oh yeah, by the way, your girlfriend wrapped her fucking car around a telephone pole. She's dead, so you have nothing to live for. That fucking broke my heart, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what he was going for, because he wanted him to lose. He wanted to live.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Instead of
when you
breaking
get down
his
to
spirit,
it,
though,
like,
I do like the two cards thing.
even if it's your best friend, like, you still want to try to get some kind of advantage. That will to live is going to, like, trump.
And I like
no matter
how
what.
they made the skinny, scared kid. They threw us a curveball, and he's actually Silver.
Yeah, I thought the ponytail guy was going to be Silver.
Right, and they threw us a curveball because that's what Kreese makes him toughen up and everything. And then present day, Kreese hasn't seen him since he lost in Karate Kid 3.
Right, so I'm wondering if that's why he had the ponytail, was as kind of a reminder of their friend. You know what?
Dude,
that might have been.
Lots of connections, man. Yeah. But yeah, so he's coming back. So he's gonna fund Cobra Kai and everything. And if he's coming back, if they bring back Mike Barnes to help coach Cobra Kai, he's fucking Daniel. Besides Chosen, he's Daniel's like most deadliest fucking opponent, dude. Mike Barnes, the guy from the.
Well, I'm wondering what's going to happen with Robbie, because like in the beginning, it seemed like he was the Daniel of the story.
Right.
And now,
I like how they keep changing it.
Right, but now it's like.
He's becoming the Johnny.
Right.
He's brainwashed.
Right, but at the same time, it's just like he just got out of juvie. Kreese had was able to get his claws into him early on.
And that'll play into season 4. Well, Kreese will
they
be like,
did the
look at
same-
him. He's doing outstanding. I'm training him. He's staying out of trouble.
They did the same thing to Danny LaRusso, though. Mm-hmm. Because I think it was 3.
You gotta remember,
was-
in 1, fucking LaRusso, dude, he was a Cobra Kai briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
so,
was
like-
Cobra Kai briefly, and then he in 3 he
Eagle
went,
Fang Karate.
he went to Cobra Kai again in 3, and they wanted him to fight in the tournament, and then finally he came to his senses.
But then
and-
Kreese had Mike Barnes, who was
Right.
the bad boy of fighters, man. It was good. And then they kept the chick Elizabeth Shue. They kept her cameo quiet as fuck.
Oh yeah.
So I was pleasantly surprised. As soon as the mom walked in through the door, though, I was like, "Oh my fucking god, no way!" And then
Right.
she was there, and I'm actually glad that Johnny was faithful to Carmen and didn't try to
Yeah.
he was feeling it out, and then he realized in the end he's like, I actually don't love this chick anymore.
Right.
And that's why Danny, their feud ended, because they realized, oh, we're old as shit now. We need to focus on...
We're not the same.
Right.
We're
So,
not the same as we were when we were kids. We're not fighting over a girl anymore. This is adult stuff. This is
Yeah.
not... We're not supposed to be acting like children anymore.
And Kreese is just terrifying. I fucking love it. He was going to kill them
Yeah.
to get him out of the way, man. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
I even felt bad when Johnny threw fucking Robbie into the locker. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, that was a complete accident. He even said, Robbie, I don't want to fight you. And then his son attacked him, and he just kind of did a dodge move out of the way, and he smacked.
Which was badass. You could tell Johnny wasn't using his full power. He's kind of doing what Neo did to Agent Smith. He's just like, I'm not fighting you. And then he pushed him, and then he overstepped, and bam! I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I can't wait, because even though he's a good guy and everything, you kind of get the feeling that he still wants revenge for Robbie for putting him in the hospital. You could see it in his face. He's like, this motherfucker. So there's gonna be some drama there. And fun fact, Samantha in real life is actually dating Robbie in real life.
And Miguel is dating Moon.
Yeah, so it's funny.
Or was.
It was, yeah. And then I know there's a lot of drama and controversy because that one chick from season 1 to 2 didn't come back, and then she was on social media, Sam's best friend. And Aisha, yeah. And in the show, they're like, oh, the parents made her they moved to get away from all this and everything, and the actress was like, they just didn't ask me to come back.
Oh wow.
And she's going through financial trouble and shit. So who knows? Maybe her agent and parents asked for more money. Who knows what happened? But she kind of got screwed. But I don't think it was the studio, man.
I don't know, because
if you get too greedy,
right. Well, that's why I'm worried about this whole Tobey Maguire thing. If he's asking for more money, could the movie just completely fall apart? He wants half the screen time, the same amount of screen time as Tom Holland, and he wants more money.
Yeah, I didn't even hear any of that. That's crazy. Tobey Maguire needs to count his blessings and just be happy that people are still interested in seeing him in a Spider-Man suit at this point. What has he done?
Right now, he's our 1996 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's who he is. And then you got...
And he used to hate that. That's all he was recognized for.
Right. And then you got Andrew Garfield, who shot himself in the foot,
Yes.
and he was based off of the Ultimate Spider-Man series. And now you got Tom Holland, that's completely free reign.
Mix of everything.
Yeah, he's a mix of everything.
Oh, not to backtrack real quick, but the third Batman film saga they want to make right now, Michael Keaton, they want to give him one more movie before they do Batman Beyond, where he's older. They want the ending of the Michael Keaton movie. They want a Michael Keaton movie to be the true trilogy movie, ender for Tim Burton's, and just kind of ignore. You can either watch Batman Returns, and the two Schumacher ones, or you can watch the two Batman from Burton and then this new one. And they want that to end with Batman having the heart attack, kind of like in Batman Beyond, where he's like, I can't do this anymore, and all this other stuff. And it's like a bittersweet ending for him, where he saves Gotham one last time.
I mean, that could set up for a Batman Beyond.
That's what they're planning to do.
Good, because we need a Batman Beyond live-action series.
Oh, fucking A.
Or movie.
I would be very excited for that to happen.
Terry McGinnis. Ugh.
Yes, dude. There's so many fucking people.
Batman's
Shit,
unknown
dude.
and unwanted son.
Fucking play... Dude, Robbie could be fucking Terry McGinnis. with the hair and everything. There's gonna be
You know what? That's true.
That's a good call. Tell me that's not a good call.
That's not a bad call.
He had, and
But he could
looks
also-
like Bruce Wayne. Like, well, he looks kind of more like the Christian Bale.
But he
version,
could they could also portray him as like a young Robin if they do a flashback,
right?
or even a Nightwing
Yeah.
if they give a.
But that's the thing, dude. I I love, like, I have the animated series, like, I got blah blah blah, I like Batman, but like we've never gotten like an actual Nightwing in like live action form besides like the Titans TV series, but that whatever, it's not that
No,
good.
that doesn't count. We're talking about in
Film,
movie
yeah.
film form. We've never had a Nightwing.
And you can kind of say we've never had a Robin. I mean, we have. He was cool in the first Schumacher. That
Yeah.
Robin was cool, but then in the one where they're just like, toys, we need to sell toys, and it was just too much shit at once.
Right, it was Batgirl, him,
Yeah.
Keaton.
That's the prior to like fucking Spider-Man 3.
That was the first time they screwed things up.
Yeah.
With a superhero movie, and then the next time they did it with Hulk.
And then
Twice.
Fantastic Four the Fantastic Four reboot they did.
You know, I really liked the Edward Norton cut. Just, I wish that he wasn't such a diva.
Yeah.
We would have had him in the MCU.
You know, the role for Birdman, the character that Edward Norton plays was a mock character based off of him in real life. And he's just like, you know what, can I just play this because this is me? And the director's like, yeah, that's awesome. So at least he knows he's a fucking diva at this point.
Right.
Yeah, but like, yeah, no, it sucks that he wanted everything done his way, and he bitched that he didn't get like.
Well, that's why he's not really in many movies anymore. Now he's behind the camera. He's a director.
Yeah.
Because he can't be in the spotlight because he just gets too.
And I understand his frustrations with not being credited for like important things he's done. Because I like making movies, and if I
Right.
have to be the director, most of the camera operator, and like one of the actors, that's fine. But I don't like when I help other people, especially for
Hours.
for free, and then like I don't even have like an IMBD credit for like the editing job I did. I don't have IMBD for like the camera work I've done. That's when I go, you know what? I still respect all of you. I hope the movie does well, but if you're not gonna even like, I wasn't expecting to get paid, but if you're not even gonna bother crediting me for this, fuck off. I'm not helping you anymore.
Yeah, I mean, even Randy's giving me IMDb credit for doing stuff. I think I've got the IMDb credit for Detect Evil.
Right. So then, so I get why Edward Norton was pissed about that, you know, for not getting the credit where credit's due.
Right.
He didn't ask for any extra money. He just wanted a credit. It is what it is, though, man. I know you were just saying something about how they've made Kakarot. I know our first episode of Gase Unfiltered, we were pumped about Kakarot, and I've since moved on.
But it was like too much of Xenoverse is what you were saying, and there wasn't really...
I said,
Yeah.
I was expecting something different and new, but it was
And there was
kinda
no
more
grind to it. You
yeah.
didn't have to really fight to like...
There was
try-
no reason to go out of your way except for like a secret ending to
Right.
to beef up your characters because you got all the fucking
And even, especially with the transformations, like...
yeah.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue is just so OP. You can fight people 20, 30 levels above you, like, no problem. Like, it just... It wasn't as good of a game as we were expecting, but I mean, as far as the game goes, I'm still enjoying playing it, even with the DLC coming out. I really wish that they'd make a Yu Yu Hakusho one, though.
That would be fantastic.
Because the last Yu Yu Hakusho game we've seen is on the PlayStation 2, and the combos to, like, do special attacks and stuff were so complicated.
Yeah, it was. I remember playing that.
There were like it was
me
like
and
a,
Mako, we
a
couldn't barely
5 or
do
6.
shit.
Yeah, it was like a 5 or 6 button combination to shoot your spirit gun.
Right, and it was kind of like Final Bout when they released it on like the PlayStation, where it was just
Yeah.
like you have to do 9,000 things just to get one like blast shot off. Yeah, no,
Right.
I remember that Yu Yu Hakusho game, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed the one for the Game Boy. I enjoyed the second one for the Game Boy, but I did not enjoy it when I played it on the PS2. I feel like they need to just bring us another game like Kakarot, but make it Yu Yu Hakusho this
Right.
time.
Well, like we said in the last episode, they're going to make a live-action series. They have the Pops out now. Maybe we're going to get a resurgence. Maybe we will get a new game. Who knows?
Hey, I'm hoping that it pops back up so hard that they make a new series again. Because they had it was a pretty lame brain ending.
Well, we're still waiting to get the fucking the animated the sequel that we were promised, a follow-up. We were still supposed to get a little like a 20-minute short. That
They
never
gave us a
happened.
movie.
They did, but we were supposed to get something new. I think probably COVID kind of pushed that back. For
Maybe,
sure.
maybe. But if we do get something, that would be great because the ending is him and what's her face, Keiko,
On the
kissing.
beach.
Yeah, kissing on the beach, and
Yeah.
that's it. Like that's the end. Like there's no like
There's not real resolution.
right. Like
He gets the girl.
we don't know where he was for the last 4 months.
Right.
We don't know what he's been doing. Like.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, this has been pretty fucking fantastic. I wouldn't mind some 6-inch figures like the Gundam Universe figures for Yu Yu Hakusho too, like new ones.
I
that
saw.
can
Actually, I
bang.
have seen some online.
Yeah.
They're expensive as all hell, though. They're like anywhere between $40 and $60. I saw a Hiei, not base form, the secondary form where he's
Right.
green with all the eyes, and the eyes are mobile.
Right, that's cool.
Like that's cool. Like they do have some, but
Speaking of which, I just want to say, whoever sent me the Gundam Universe Wave 4, the God Gundam, aka Burning Gundam, and the fucking Tall Geese, thank you. They're awesome. Haven't opened them yet. I just opened Wave 3 for Christmas not that long ago, so thank you. I don't know who you
yeah,
are.
we still got presents and stuff that we got to open up. And
Yeah, Luigi got me the Psycho Ranger 5-pack.
Yes.
It's fucking awesome. So, yeah, man. So, even with all the crazy shit still going on in 2021, we hope you all had good, happy holidays.
And we will be back this time.
Yes, and we never said we weren't coming back, but we took we're taking our time.
Not as much of a break this time.
Yes, for sure. But we've been live, as you can hear in the background, at Geek. We're recording this and live during a Magic event, a safe, mask-wearing, social distance Magic event at Geek Inc. Comics every Wednesday and Friday nights. Make sure you come check it out. Shout out to our sponsors once again. Formula 350 is back as our sponsors. And we hope you tune in and you keep sharing. This has been Randy Lee Beasley.
And Luigi Bonanno.
And remember, if you ever get a chance to interview Clancy Brown, Mr. Krabs, just touch his pud. He'll talk to you. He would totally touch it.